Hello and welcome to Dice at Dawn, the only tabletop RPG podcast that'll, well, you know. With me today, I have Johnny Malari playing Eric Reyes, codename Slicer, piloting the Gorgon, Mananangal. Sorry. Say hi, Johnny.
Howdy.
I told you to say hi, Johnny. Don't fucking embarrass me. Anyways. We also have Madison Reeves playing as Ruel, codename Quiche, piloting the Morning Cloak, aka the Swagmobile 6969.
Hi.
Say hello, man. Say hello, man. And then we got ourselves C.W. Drescher playing as Cordwain Bester Hainish, codename Winder, piloting the Nelson, the Rhythm Changes.
Woohoo!
Last but not least, we got Morty Foster playing Crust, codename Orb Weaver, piloting the Manticore, an accident waiting to happen.
That's me, hello.
And I will be your DM today. Look at the sky and spot a million little dots. A million little lives are spread out across each of these specks of the sky, a billion more just beyond what you can see. You are one of these little lives on this little dot of millions of miles from home. You are a mercenary of the Ivory Spiders, moving from star system to star system just trying to make ends meet. You probably try to not think about it, but you certainly make everyone's lives worse. Or maybe that's why you're in this business to begin with. But no matter what, you have a job to do. Recently, the Ivory Spiders was reached out to by a interesting patron, a man by the name of Dr. Smiles. He paid handsomely in advance and asked for you guys specifically. You are now meeting with him on his meteorite station. It blazes across the stars very quickly with a gravity control field around it so you don't fly straight off. It's certainly an odd piece of architecture, and probably the first any of you have ever been on one. Would you guys like to introduce your characters as you enter this meteorite base to speak with your boss, we'll say for now, Dr. Smiles?
Sure. I'm playing Eric Reyes, Slicer, as my call sign is. He's like a average height Asian Filipino man with like a shitty mullet. He's got like a navy blue coveralls with like a metallic combat vest and boots.
How
and the
tall
short
are you?
sleeves. What's that?
How tall are you, if I might ask?
What's the average? 5'7". Sure, why not?
Yeah, the top of your head
Yeah.
brushes against these spider webs in the dark halls as you progress forward through the meteorite site base towards what you hope to be where your boss is. Crust, will you describe yourself, please?
Crust is a almost bald, pretty close-shaved head. He's fucking jacked, got big old muscly arms, wearing a black t-shirt and gray kind of sweatpants. Not wearing any shoes, just socks. And he's in a wheelchair. It's got a bunch of like wires dangling from the back of it. And they kind of like bounce across the floor as he wheels the chair forward.
Yeah, due to your low profile, of course, you are not having web problems.
Yeah.
Winder, what's going on with you, Sir Cordwain Bester Hainish?
Cordwainer Bester Hainish is a kind of tubby dude in his like mid-40s. He's a little bit kind of strange looking. Like he has this round face, dark skin, kind of Inuit ish. He's distantly descended from the sparry people, but he has slightly more fat on his body, and it's arranged in kind of a strange way. His leg he walks with a limp, and being because his leg is twisted. His right leg or left leg. His left leg is twisted from a birth defect, and thus he walks with said limp. He's wearing a hard suit that clings to his body very tightly, and he has this kind of pleasant smile on his face.
This place is a little, what should I say, depressing for your taste, Mr. Cordwainer, but you are doing your best to bring a little light to this downtrodden location that you have found yourself in with your compatriots. And last but not least, Ruel.
All right, so
Would you like to describe your character?
Ruel is a very small person in a very large coat. Lots of very curly copper hair obscuring most of her face. And whatever you can see of her face is a little twitchy, doesn't make eye contact, and might be repressing like a little bit of vomiting. At any point that you see her, she looks a little nauseous. Every once in a while, from this large coat, you see a little rat pop out and look around and go back down. It'll pop out of her collar, pop out of a pocket, pop out of the little sleeve of her arm. She's not very large. And she smells terrible, by the way.
Oh god.
In terms of terrible smells, Ruel, you are in good company. This meteorite place smells unused, and you didn't think that going unused could be such a terrible smell. You all continue down this hallway, now properly described, wearing your Sunday best, I hope, as you enter this brightly lit room. Standing towards the far end of it appears to be a tall, long, humanoid-shaped person. They appear to be wearing a suit of some sorts, a styling from a world none of you have ever seen before, with a little tie, bright red, as they turn towards you, wearing a helmet that projects a screen over their face that appears to be a smiley face. Good evening and welcome. I was expecting you. They pull out a little watch and tap it twice. On the dot, I see. Very impressive.
Yeah, I don't think.
He kind of motions for you all to come a little bit closer towards this table that appears to have a map laid out on it, digitally projected upwards. Please, I insist.
What is That's not his voice. He's kind of got. Oh man, I don't remember how to do his voice. He has this very weird clipped accent. So that's still not his voice. I guess it just sounds like Fozzie Bear now. So
Okay.
You'll find it.
what do we have here? No, that's not his voice. You know what? Forget I said anything.
No, I like that voice, Connor, you son of a bitch.
I'm attached now.
Yeah,
you
I'm here for
bastard.
Fozzie Bear.
I want my big
TBQH.
Fozzie Bear
Alright,
med pilot.
Alright. What do we have here?
Yeah. Yeah, what are we looking at?
Looking down at the map, it appears to be the schematics for a city. Towers stretching out towards the sky. Dr. Smiles putting his fingertips against them and kind of walking down the towers with his fingers as he points a finger at a certain spot that lights up red. This is your target. I'm interested in the acquisitions of a certain VIP that is about to be transported out of here in exactly, and they check their watch, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 22 seconds. And then he pulls he pulls his sleeve back over his watch. The acquisition
Weirdly.
of this VIP is of most importance, deeply so, and I am willing to pay handsomely. As you've already seen by my rather generous advance, they will be under guard by HA representatives. So I suggest that you don't put any markings on your mechs, lest you want them to hunt you down, of course. Yada, yada, yada. Mercenary procedures.
It's a little difficult. My mech is very distinctive. And all of you have...
Yeah, we don't really do subtlety.
All of you have seen my mech. It's not actually a Nelson. It is kind of a Nelson ripoff mech.
I am actually quite aware of that. I have something prepared specially for you, Cordwainer.
Oh,
and
present.
They kind of pull out this small little black circular, almost like a coaster looking thing, and they slide it over to you, Cordwainer.
I pick it up.
When you need to lay low, simply place this anywhere on your mech. Press firmly, and the rest will be done automatically. It's really foolproof. The only way you could fuck it up is by not using it.
Okay. I guess that was weirdly ominous, but okay. Is it a quick action to use, or do I need to do it before an action or before something?
It is a quick action to place it, and then what happens next I'll describe to you when you use it.
Do I know how long it'll last?
Nope, you don't know anything
Right,
about
I guess
this
I'll
thing.
ask.
You don't think you've ever seen anything like this before?
How long will it last?
As long as you need it to. Specifically, you'll need it to last about 1 week,
Oh, okay.
7 days. I suppose that's 3 weeks, but it's not a full 7th day. It's more like 23 hours, 2 minutes, and 30 seconds. But don't worry about that. Just use it when you need it. Do what comes natural.
Okay. I kind of glance at the rest of my group and shrug.
Will there be any other questions?
These VIP, who are they?
I'm so glad you asked. You are looking for a Dr. Isaac. The doctor in question is a deeply respected scientist of astro and theoretical physics. They're currently developing a very important piece of technology that I have interest in.
What do I know about this character, this smiley person?
What you know is that you don't know a lot, actually. Dr. Smiles is a name that if you were to run it through a data bank, you'd get a lot of results for, but nothing that quite makes sense. There's not a unified narrative on what or who Dr. Smiles is, but there's a lot of mumblings in Horus sort of hacker boards. If you can get yourself access to those, probably Crust could show you the way around that part of the internet towards these message boards where they discuss Dr. Smiles. There's a lot of theory crafting that Dr. Smiles is more so a generalized alias for a multitude of Horus pilots or Horus interested entities.
Interesting. What are they working on? I'm interested. I don't know much about theoretical physics.
Specifically, and what you need to know is that what they are carrying with them on this transport shouldn't be destroyed. If you can help it, of course. Lest you want a miniature black hole to suck you up and spit you out some 30 years later. It's a gravity distortion device of sorts. It crunches space within itself. The intent was to increase the speed of starships, but there have been unintended side effects found with such technology.
I think some of that went over Cordwainer's head, but he scratches his chin and kind of nods and looks at Crust.
So, Crest looks at Persuader and back to this fish smiling. We gotta be careful.
Precisely. Consider this cargo fragile.
Well, I'll let you guys handle the being here.
Handle the what?
The being careful. I don't think I should get up close to this guy if, he should explode.
Don't worry. I am fairly certain that all of your destructive capacities, Crust, will be directed wholesalely towards the enemy in question.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I wasn't even questioning.
Dr. Smiles looks towards Quiche and Slicer. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Excellent. I have a transport organized for you.
Yeah, actually, one more question. What planet are we going to?
He kind of places his entire palm on the table and then kind of scrunches his fingers together and it zooms all the way up and out. Third planet from the sun of Sector 22S. They call this the Dust
Charming.
Ball. Previously in HA Forgeworld, but they found the climate conditions and sandy nature of it was less suited for constant work. It was shut down for union reasons, we'll say.
I hate saying.
Well, sandy conditions? Probably nothing we can't handle. Alright.
The locations you will be fighting in are not necessarily going to be difficult. Please, load yourselves into the transport. Your mechs should already be there.
Wake up and smell the ashes, Mr. Freeman.
Wake up and smell the ashes, Mr. Freeman. Not to imply that you've been
On
sleeping
the job.
on the job.
All right. I guess I'll just clap my hands together and start limping towards the transport. But I think as I do so,
All
I
right.
turn and say, Dr. Smiles, have you ever had any dealings with the Union?
I keep to myself.
Okay. I do not wish to, how you say, be nosy. But I was just wondering. Okay. And then I'll start heading in.
I think, and as Crest kind of does a little circle to exit, I think you do plenty of being nosy. I think actually you do like it.
Well, I don't wish to be nosy. I just want to know more about Union. It's I kind of I don't cringe exactly, but I look like I'm kind of thinking about something. I want to get the Union attention.
Oh yeah, got big plans.
Yes. Well, you see, my planet it needs help. I think I must get the Union. Where I am from, Novigrad. You have not heard of it, yes? Well, that's part of the problem.
I mean, there's plenty of pools I haven't heard of.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track sometimes.
I just don't care to remember them. I've got maps for that.
Sort of my point. Sort of my point. It is a small little ice ball, and we only eat fish.
Only fish?
Better than sand.
What kind?
One fish. One fish.
I
just
guess
the
you wouldn't
one.
come up with a name for it if you only had
Just
one
the one.
fish. What's the point?
It's just
We call it
yeah,
fish.
we call it
Generic fish.
It's,
I don't know.
hold on a second. I don't remember. I read this backstory like a while ago.
Motherfucker only has one fish.
You guys are having this conversation as you pile into the ship, pulling your seatbelts overhead and whatnot, strapping in. It's a long ride, and I imagine Cordwainer gives such a lengthy dialogue on these fish, and you know their reproduction habits,
Oh, yeah.
whether they are being overfished, whether they're being underfished, fishing
Uh-huh.
prices, the stock market.
Gray
of
fish, that's what it's called.
Uh,
On account of its
Very-
gray
very creative.
color.
Yeah,
Well, he's
great. That's one of my favorite.
That was just
colors.
utterly fascinating.
everybody feels their
while he's
mind
talking, I'm
touch
like
Right.
the
rooting for the
void.
garbage bin.
Looking for a garbage can on the ship. There isn't really one. You're not sure how you would throw away your Capri Sun pouches on here, but there appears to be no trash
Wait,
cans.
do we have
Crest
Capri
takes
Suns?
a Capri Sun pouch out from under his their wheelchair.
Oh, you got another one?
Crust, you
What?
all
Dear
run into a
God.
terrible, terrible problem. There's no trash cans to put the Capri Suns in.
If I have a Capri Sun, then I'll like gnaw off the top and I'll
You
just
just
like
put it
sort of put it in
in.
my pocket for later.
I just crumple mine and stuff it in my pocket.
Kid, I have. Kid, I have a juice.
Alright. He takes out one for each of you.
What flavor is it?
Whatever your least favorite flavor is, that's what flavor it is.
There. He's only ever eaten fish for most of his life.
Oh,
They're
good.
all his favorite flavor.
Oh, good.
It's gray fish
Ruel
flavors.
has no more taste buds, so it's fine.
Nice.
But anyways, glancing out your port side windows, you begin to see a planet closing in very quickly. It's sandy in coloration towards the poles. It grows whiter, with what you imagine might be snow. There appears to be thin stretches of green that run along the sandy oceans. And about an hour later, you land at a local town, or city, my bad, a port city. You recognize this as the city of Lint, in which your VIP, Dr. Isaac, is to be expected. This will be a scouting narrative mission. It is in your guys' interest to... I imagine you guys have about an hour. The space travel was very quick because the meteorite was on path towards a dust ball when you took off from it. So it was like hopping off a train onto a... It was like your meeting with Dr. Smiles was basically the layover between flights.
Okay.
And you arrived rather quickly with about 2 hours to spare till when Dr. Smiles informed you that they would be leaving. So if you guys would want to take a moment to scout, if you have any triggers you'd like to activate or roll for in the interests of trying to make the future encounter or gather information.
All right. Actually, so what is the city of Lint like?
The city of Lint, it's nice looking. It looks like a city. It has the appearance of a rather well-to-do city with ships flying in and out of it. But the closer you look at it and the more you observe the nature of Lint, it very quickly becomes obvious that this city is kind of in decay, rotting from the inside out. There's a lot of poor areas around that you can peruse through, that as it gets farther away from the city downtown, where there's several large buildings and cargo containers constantly being moved. But it feels a lot like almost everybody works in the downtown and about nowhere else, because looking out towards the horizons, there's like one road leaving Lint. And that's it. Just one highway road.
Well, Cordwainer
And looking
loves
across
it.
its stretch.
And I think with as much time as I have, I think I'd like to use heart to heart to locate and then persuade anybody who might have information to like give me everything that they can.
Okay. Where would you like to do this? I'll tell you that there is the downtown, where there is a large company building, HA.
Right.
Harrison Armory has their own like building in this city, where you would presume a lot of the transportations in and out are coming from, and where you will probably find Dr. Isaac.
Okay.
Some apartments and residentials. There's the greater living places of the people who probably work in the downtown, as I described before. And there's a few office buildings for a variety of different things. There's also, restaurants scattered about. Where would you like to go?
Is there is there like a college or anywhere where like he might have like done research or anything? Or is that all gonna be like in the HA thing?
College, huh? Make a is there a is there a talent for looking for something?
Not that I have. Oh wait,
Okay,
actually,
just roll a d.
No, not that I have.
Just roll a d20 with your grit, and I'll tell you if you're able to find this college in question.
That's a 13.
All right. You walk around this town, taking in all the sights, and you eventually stumble across this very weird statue or artistic installation. It's a metal triangle within triangles. One of the triangles detached from the rest of it floating around. And looking beyond it, you see the Lint Community College. You appear to have stumbled upon its campus.
Well, I think I'm probably going to be more interested in the HA facility. So I'm gonna make my way downtown, and so assuming that I have enough time, and on my way there, I'm going to pick up a local cuisine, charmingly referred to as a hot dog, and
Yes.
and I'll eat it, and then I'll arrive at the HA headquarters and just
Yeah, by the recommendation of the person who owned the hot dog stand, you got it sand style. It has like salt on it.
that's not
No,
that
it's
weird.
not, but Crust hates it.
It's a salted hot dog.
Well, Cordwainer loves it. And yeah, I'm just gonna try and like walk into the building and make friends with somebody so that I can use my heart to heart trigger.
All right. You step into the building. It's a bit like any office building, where this lower area kind of has a variety of stores and whatnot and shops, kind of like a mall-ish area, but it's clearly like a company building where you see this elevator that has like a key card scanner that will take you to where you want to go. There is a front desk, and there do appear to be HA employees in this cafeteria-esque area across from like the hair salon.
Okay, so I'm thinking maybe I could go up to the front desk and be like, hey, we're Lancers and we are maybe looking for a job. Or I can go and try to make friends with anybody in the cafeteria.
Both are valid options.
I think if anybody else has like any like face attributes, like they're charming or anything, maybe they could go and do that. I think I'm gonna go make some friends in the cafeteria. I'm gonna get.
All right.
I eat a lot, so I'll try something new to eat.
All right. You pick out the most fucking rancid meal accidentally. It's the meal that's meant to trap you accidentally into eating it. You're not supposed to buy it, but you did.
Absolutely, and it's
and-
delicious.
A man next to you in the line sees that you're picking it up, and he just kind of clears his throat, and he's just like, "You new around here?"
I am. I am a. My name is Cordwainer Bester Hamish. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, that's a strong Novigrad accent you got there.
You. All right, so this is a little bit weird. Novigrad. There's people don't go to and from Novigrad. He's like the
Yeah.
only person to
Yes.
leave Novigrad in like centuries.
I'm aware.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
You know of Novigrad?
Yeah, HA was interested in turning it into a forge wall couple 20 years back. Put me on the mission to stand around and look scary.
Interesting.
Folks were nice, though.
Well, we tried. Did you manage to catch in a game of ice ball?
They couldn't stop fucking asking me. Sam's the name.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Sam. What would you recommend from the cafeteria?
Well, and he points out the pizza. Pizza's never bad. Daily meal over here seems to be coleslaw and pork,
I think
whichever catches your fancy.
I will make sandwich out of this pizza, this pork, and this coleslaw.
You're certainly a weird fuck.
Fuck.
Well, it comes with the territory. And I'll go ahead and I'll make my sandwich and sit with this Sam guy.
All right. Is anybody else doing anything? We'll come back to you in a minute.
Crest is
I would just
currently
want to ask if
going
anybody
to
else is doing
protest
anything.
to-
All right. You guys are allowed to go to different parts of the city if
Oh,
you like. You
sick.
don't have to operate as a group currently, but so if any of you guys want to go to the different parts of the town, I'll say that you're allowed to do that now.
What
So,
were
Crust,
the locations?
what would you like to do?
Again, there was the downtown.
Well, there is the Community College of Lint. There's the downtown where there's the HA building and several other office buildings sort of scattered around and many dock workers and whatnot. And then there's the outer limits
Okay,
where
Crest
all the
probably,
residentials are.
follows Cordwainer when he's headed over finding that college and stays while he goes and checks the HA building. He's like, I
HA?
don't know why you would come all the way out here just to go somewhere else. Alright. And he is
All right. So what are you up to,
he is
Sir
rolling on
Weaver?
over to like the main administration kind of building. And goes up to the front desk and is like, looking for a guy. Looks on his hand at the name of the guy, which he scribbled down earlier. Dr. Isaac.
Dr. Isaac.
Dr. Isaac work here.
The lady at the front desk kind of like squints at you and is like, no Dr. Isaac that I'm aware of. Is he an HA scientist? They don't really bother with us, unfortunately.
I just know him.
We've tried to get... They're only ever interested in deals when it's a straight-to-work program with our students. But unfortunately, the dean's a little
Yeah.
stubborn about that sort of thing.
I don't really know anything about all that. I see if I have read a situation, look for subtext motives. and stuff like that. Can I see if she's
Yeah, all right. Yeah, look for the subtext of that statement.
10? Is that plus my grit and my thing? Okay.
It is plus
so
your modifier,
plus
yes. So
4.
that's +2, +4. Yeah. You can get the vibe that there is a level of tensions with HA and the greater town of Lint. It's sort of grinding tensions, but you imagine that that's probably present everywhere that HA presides because they have a very high tendency to overstep their bounds.
So,
That's putting it lightly.
sorry, brain fucking checked out. All right, that's really all the questions that I had. Just wanted to cover all our bases.
Oh, well, I
Thanks,
hope you
me
find
too.
whoever you're looking for. If he's a scientist of any sorts, he might
Oh,
have his papers
really?
published in our library.
Mind if I take a look? Cool.
Go for
Which
it.
way is
Free to
it?
everyone. Oh, you're gonna want to go out of McCartney Hall and go towards the left towards
He is
towards
scribbling this
Donald
on
Hall.
the
All right.
stairs as she's telling me. All right.
I
don't
hope that
really
pen's
care.
non-toxic.
I
Whoa.
think it might be. I
Badass.
don't know.
Whoa.
Wow, we got a badass over here. All right. So Orb Weaver's now heading to the college campus. What
I
is
would like to
Slicer
also
and
follow
or
everyone to the
Quiche
college
doing? Which one of you wants to go
campus.
first?
I'm pretty good
Okay.
at spotting, and I'm better acting unseen or unheard.
All
So
right,
I think
Quiche.
that I would first, at the college campus, I would probably look up and down the halls. I kind of scurry like a rat under my little cloak, and I'm looking for like if there's a hall of like like awards or like history of the school. Like here you used to have like this club or like graduating class,
Okay.
and I'm looking for a Dr. Isaac in any of the. If I can find any information just by looking at things hanging on the wall or anything like that. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
recap,
make
that's
a-
pilot
make a
grit
spot.
plus whatever my spot is. Got it.
Yes.
All right. Well, I rolled very poorly.
What's wrong
I
with
rolled
concepts
incredibly
of a
poorly.
clause? It also
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, Quiche, what you're thinking as you're looking through all this is you're starting to realize that Dr. Smiles never showed you a
Like
photo
that.
of this guy.
Uh,
So I'm not finding much.
But you do, you do realize, though, that this school is kind of thin in the awards area. Like, they have things like
That's
an
very
award
sad.
for zero
I
waste.
see the award for zero waste,
and,
I'm
like,
like,
that's
"Ugh,
it.
what a waste of
It's,
potential.
it's kind of sad. You're like, oh. It's very much
Damn.
like they're the
Alright.
only proud thing they have to
Is
show.
there like, do I in my wanderings find something like a records department? Okay. I'll go to the
There's the
library.
library that you can check.
Bro, we are in the library.
Bro, book. Okay.
and Slicer.
I'd
I'm
like to
going
go
you.
to where the dock workers hang out. Is there like a bar near the dock where they might?
Yes, there
All
there
right,
are
I'll head
bars
to whatever
and
dive I think
restaurants you
is
could
would be
visit.
popping with laborers. Gross.
You head into the
Perfect.
dive Pigeon Puke.
Yo.
It's looking kind of poppin'. To be honest, it looks kind of fucking awesome. You're at the outside of it, and it has like this big neon sign that says Pigeon Puke, and it's got this really nice drawing of
Wait,
a pigeon
wait.
puking, and you're like,
Is
oh,
it
this
one of
is
those
is
ones that
rules.
like has two and it like switches back and forth like a little animation?
yeah. It's like a fancy IPA fucking bullshit,
Hell
but you're
yeah.
like, all right, fuck yeah, and you head inside. And there do appear to be quite a bit of people in there talking amongst themselves. It's not really the hour. I think maybe the shift just changed from morning to evening.
Right.
So you're hopping in at a pretty good time. You see, you get a few eyes. You're a very new person. This place appears to be not the place where you find new people, but none of it's like threatening or unwelcoming.
Okay.
They're just surprised.
I'll find someone who looks like they're dressed for work, but would be easy to intimidate. Right.
Yeah, you spot a few people still in their uniform. One of them is just at the bar by themselves, though. So the rest of them are in
plop
tables
down
kind of
next
paired
to 'em.
off into 2s or 3s. Huh? He just kind of like gives you a slight grunt of acknowledgement.
Signal the bartender for a
downs his
drink.
drink.
Talk. What's up? How you doing?
All right.
You just get off,
nothing
man?
Much. Yeah. Is
Got
it not obvious? And he kind of like pulls on his overalls.
Yeah, man.
coveralls,
I just got transferred here. They're like bringing in a bunch of new shit. They need a few more hands. Move the cargo. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I thought it was kind of like.
Huh, I didn't hear anything about that, but morning shift is always pretty full. I don't know much about the evening, boys.
I heard
but
it's
they
a
do
tough
bitch
gig
lot.
around here. They got all this new crap, all these weird ass gadgets coming in. You see any of that stuff?
Yeah. Not really. They keep it in the crates for the most part, but sometimes things
Oh,
got
right,
a weird
right.
weight to them.
What do they
hard to
look
pick 'em
like?
up with
Like,
a
are they
forklift.
marked? Like, when I'm working my rig, I don't want to be fucking up and picking up the wrong shit, you know?
Yeah. If anything is marked with a, shit. He pulls out like a little pen from his breast pocket. And roll a word on the street real quick for me, just so I can tell you how much gossip you're gonna get from this
So,
guy.
will that be a
before we continue.
D20 plus my grit plus 2? So,
Yep.
Yep. That's good.
There you go. 19 plus whatever. That's pretty good. He draws for you this omega symbol. Anything marked with this is considered dangerous and fragile. They typically don't put that sort of stuff in containers, but
Jesus
sometimes
Christ.
it's too
Always
big for
with
them
the
to
new
transport in
procedures,
cars.
all this new bullshit. And the more they pile on, they expect of you.
Yeah.
You never get paid anymore. You know what I mean? Bullshit.
Yeah, they once transferred an Omega level concern. This guy, some doctor, he got in on transport. We're not exactly guards, but apparently HA was short-staffed with some sort of riot off-world, and they had us standing around looking menacing. I suppose. Don't know what the fuck that's supposed to do for anybody, but hey, bodies in the way, I guess.
They just point at the boxes and then I move them. That's what I do. Whatever you ask for, Chief, I'll do it.
Yeah. There's been well,
Oh yeah?
there's been
Like,
concerns.
Oh no.
Whispers of union making.
Yeah, they hate that kind of stuff, don't
Don't
they?
let HA hear that. They are not. Oh yeah, I hear that there's already
Oh
a
my
few
God.
union men who got in here on fake IDs. They're gonna try and build it up from the inside out. I don't know much about that. It's more
Oh my
likely
God.
that they're gonna get themselves fucking fired or killed.
Crazy
But
punk.
it's none of my
Right.
business.
Just making trouble for all the rest of us, huh?
Well,
No, yeah.
their heart's in a good place. My son,
Yeah.
he went off on that sort of thing all the time. I want to believe in
Yeah,
that
you
sort
can
of
try.
stuff, but I'm too old
Take a
for
lot
that
more
shit.
muscle than that to get these assholes to budge, though.
Let me buy you a drink.
Yeah.
Welcome the
Appreciate
new
it, man.
hire on.
Alright. And I
And he buys
Yeah.
you a drink. The beer's not terrible. It's beer. I mean, it's just branded
11
products
fourths.
that they sell.
Here with your new bro.
It's not. It's not
Oh,
crayfish
oh, yeah?
beer. so-
crayfish.
They make.
Yeah. So it's better than what that could be.
All right, I'll just hang out with him for the rest of that encounter. Okay, after I got that information.
All right, going all the way back to Cordwainer, Winder.
Yeah, can I make a
You're-
I make a heart to heart check to like?
Yes, I was gonna tell you to do that.
Yes. That was a natural 20.
All right,
Plus
you and this
28.
guy are
Yeah,
having
man,
a
20.
fucking righteous time.
Sweet.
He's pretty cool. You're pretty cool. You guys are having a great time. What questions are you gonna try and slip in?
So first, I want to know like what is this guy? Is he like a boots on the ground? Is he a lancer? What?
Oh yeah, I'm an HA corporal pilot. I bring around the big boys when shit gets hard. They keep me on reserves most of the time though. I kind of miss the days where I was a foot soldier. I was always on the field. Nowadays, I'm sitting next to some pen pusher while he decides the fucking mathematical, fucking the cost benefit of putting me out there. You know, I don't give a shit of whether or not HA makes money from having me kill people. I just want to be out there. You know, that's what I trained for. They put me in training for what? 3-4 years. I know everything inside out, and here they'd have me sitting at a fucking desk.
I think I know what you mean, but we have a saying on Novigrad. Don't. It's hard to translate, but sometimes you can be too eager. You spoil the greyfish pudding.
I'm pretty sure that all those greyfish puddings were already spoiled.
Very catchy.
Well, you have your point, but I think this pencil pusher you were talking about the scientist. Is it Dr. Isaac?
What'd you hear about Dr. Isaac?
Ah, man. So this is like after we've already become friends.
Yeah. You've just said something very curious, though.
I think maybe this is going to be dangerous what you are getting into just at the moment. I don't want you to get hurt. This Dr. Isaac, he's kind of a big name. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I keep hearing that. But, I don't know anything about the guy. He's not the one who sends us out on anything. He's just about as fucking stuck as I am.
Do you want me to give you advice, Lancer to Lancer?
Shoot.
I think it is always better to run and fight another day. Especially when you want to go out there. There's no shortage of people who need people in giant robots to punch other people in giant robots.
And there's no end to the people that HA pisses off.
Exactly. You can always find work somewhere else. I just,
You know
not
what?
want you to get hurt.
Maybe when this asshole finally gets off world, I'll ask them to transfer me somewhere else. Somewhere colder. Maybe Aster. That's in Sector 72.
I think maybe I have heard of this Aster.
Yeah.
Very good talking to you, Mr. Sam. And I clink our beers or whatever we're drinking together and make my way to where we're supposed to go.
All right, and I'm gonna go back to Orb Weaver. You're going to the library, I believe. We'll do you at the same time as Quiche. Quiche, what are you doing? And what is Orb Weaver doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna rifle through some.
Probably look at each other first now that we're in this library together.
I'd like to think that like Crust is just like going through the aisles of the library and kind of reaches a dead end and so he like turns around his wheelchair and then
I'm
there
just
she is.
uncomfortably close and very
And he
silent.
fucking jumps. Yeah, you've been following behind him
Yeah.
for like a minute, and then he like turns around and he's like,
I have a
"Holy
plus
shit!"
6 to act unseen or unheard, so.
And the sound of his wheelchair definitely like covers
So-
his head.
Nice.
I say
I want you
find anything.
guys to both roll spot.
What is that?
Just a d20 with your grit, and for Quiche they have a +4 bonus for it.
I got a 6.
That's +4 plus my grit, so.
Am I too short?
You
Am I too short to
You're
see
looking,
the top
yeah.
of the shelves?
You're a little short. This place isn't wheelchair accessible. Quiche, you spot. While Crust is looking a different way. Actually, I think they're just really, really loudly complaining about how fucked up this library is. You see
Yeah, like they keep
a
running
hand
into
appear
bookshelves.
from around the end of the bookshelf, pull out a single book, and then kind of vanish around the corner.
Okay, I follow that hand. I scamper up to the hand, or wherever the
You
hand came from.
You scamper around the corner from where the hand appeared, and you look around, and you don't see anyone.
Was there any, like... No indication of anywhere they might have gone,
No.
and I didn't hear anything.
Yeah. It was like they were muted.
Muted?
Yeah, you didn't hear anything from them when they grabbed the book. It was very weird to see.
I do turn to Crust and I say, "Did you see that? The little hand? Go with the thing?"
He stops bitching about how narrow the aisles are. It's like, what?
It's a little
What are you
hand.
talking
Came out of
about?
the corner. Grabbed the book. Just went away.
Well, I can't. No, I didn't see anything. Plus, you're like, I don't know.
Above Crust's head,
No,
Quiche, you spot the hand coming over the bookshelf, grabbing a book from the top shelf, and then slipping around again.
I think as soon as I see the hand, can I move as fast as I possibly can around the corner and see if I can see anything?
You see the hand slipping over the corner, but all you see is the hand as it just fucking slips away into like a little pocket space. It slips into something you can't see.
Okay, so it comes in and out, kinda.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, see, I have this thing called camo cloth. And, okay, first of all, this little hand, is it coming around the same shelf, or is it like a different shelf?
It's like a different shelf. Like it's just curling its way around the edges of the bookshelf like a snake almost,
Okay.
and just snagging things.
I'd like to try something where the camo cloth is part of my pilot gear, so I guess I have it on me. I'd like to put it on. It's a square of
Okay.
reactive material that slowly shifts to reflect the
Yep.
surrounding environment.
I know what the camo cloak does.
Okay. So I'd like to put it on and then start walking around the immediate bookshelves just to see if I can catch it again. I don't know if I have to roll
How long
for
are you
that.
gonna wait?
Let's say I do this for 5 minutes.
Over the course of 5 minutes, you don't spot it again.
I poke my head out from under the cloak and I go, "Where did it go?
Oh, what the fuck was that?
where did what
Yeah,
go?
what the fuck was that?"
I still
It's a
don't know
little
what you're
hand that
talking
comes around, it grabs
What are
things,
you
it goes
talking
away.
about?
While Quiche was doing this, Orb Weaver, could you make another spot check for looking for the books?
I got
You
86.
were referring to the computer system's Dewey Decimal It was basically telling you like the code for the books that you might want to look for. You looked for
Yeah, I
keywords
know
such
what you
as Dr. Isaac as an author or a co-author and somebody who was featured or referenced in the materials. You also looked up theoretical
Right.
physics, crumpled spaces, and you found 2 books of interest. And when you checked the spaces where you might find them, one of them was way too high for you to even check, and the other one appeared to just be missing. It just was not there. It had already been checked out. It wasn't marked as checked out in the system, but it wasn't there.
It's like somebody stole a book from the library.
And I'm betting it was the hand.
Is this okay? Is this like that rat you keep talking about? Because I haven't seen this rat, and I haven't seen this hand, and I'm just being honest. I don't think I will.
Are you talking about the rat in my coat?
Are you like? Yeah.
I say, well, he wouldn't take things like that, but I'm gonna take a look. So maybe I, open my coat, and there's, an infinite number of pockets sewn inside. I start rummaging around. I, reach my hand down in the pocket, and I, wave it around in there. My arm shouldn't be fitting down in that pocket. It almost seems physically impossible. Somehow it does. Maybe I pull out some garbage. There's the Capri Sun from earlier. I toss a rubber duck on the floor. I'm, rummaging around in there. Nope, no book.
A very
Ray.
polite library lady comes up to you, Quiche.
Yes.
Could you guys leave?
I did not do anything.
You guys have been really loud and a bit disruptive.
Back to the library.
You guys aren't really students, so I'm just gonna ask you guys to leave. If that's all right.
I say, how do you
Go
know I'm
here.
not a student? And then my eye, twitches.
She looks at you. She's like, "My apologies. Could I see your student ID?"
Give me 10 minutes. And I start rummaging around.
That's very much fine.
Before, all right, I'll leave, but I do have a question. I was looking for a book, and I rattle off the name of the book that I was looking for. Oh, and also that one.
She kind of squints and she checks the spots because she knows where they are. And she kind of mutters something under her breath. My apologies. They must have been checked out at some point. I make sure that our system's updated to reflect this. And she kind of has a look in her eye and she looks back and forth and then starts stepping off towards her compuper.
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I
Read the situation if you
about it?
want.
I'm reading. I got a
7. Oh, 9. You catch the vibe that she's probably just not telling you that she's gonna call campus security about it because the books have been stolen. She's just trying not to alarm you.
Yeah.
While her back is turned, because I'm
All
still
right,
rummaging, mostly just to distract her from the fact that I'm not a student. While I was walking around this library, is there some kind of faculty-only restricted section?
Yeah.
I would like to make an attempt to break in there. I think
It
as soon
is.
as she leaves,
Don't-
Hell yeah.
I put the camo. I look at Crest and I wink at him, and I put the camo cloak back on, and I head for the restricted section.
Okay. It's not locked, so you can just walk in there with your camo cloak.
I walk in.
Can I make an assist?
You don't need to make any assist. I'm just gonna tell you, there's nothing really in there. You go in there and there's a computer and some desks, a desk, and there's some filing cabinets.
God.
And there's a small fridge, a little mini fridge. It's just got fizzy sodas in it.
I have a little bit of hacking ability. Could I try to hack? Because I don't have a student login or anything.
Yeah, sure. You could make an attempt at that.
Okay.
You don't have EBSCO.
No, not at the moment.
Go for it. make a hack attempt. So you do have a hack or fix or something like that?
Yeah, I have a +2 plus my grit.
13.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're able to log in to, like, her account because she doesn't, her password's saved in it.
Mhm.
So you just click on it and the saved password pops up and you log in yourself in immediately. I wouldn't really call this hacking, but you're in.
I feel very cool.
Oh. You're in.
I'm in.
So you rummage around. It's mostly faculty related emails. You don't spot anything that's particularly mysterious. You look around for mentions of Isaac, of Dr. Isaac, or related subjects, and there is a email actually. The library was host to a seminar that Dr. Isaac did for students in the engineering degree. He did a little something on theoretical physics, engineering, Occam's razor.
What was
efficiency.
the lecture called? What was the lecture called?
The mechanics of compartmentalized space and the effects of the coefficiency of efficiency in engineering.
Interesting.
As I'm writing this down in real life, Ruel pulls out a notebook and a pen from God knows where and starts writing that down.
So let's move over to Johnny. Do you have anything else you want to do?
I'd probably chill
Okay.
with this. What was his name again?
Union man. We'll refer to him as not a union man, but he's a dock worker.
Union man.
Union dad.
Union dad.
Union Dad.
No, I think I got as much information as I could, of course, out of Union Dad. So I'd just like chill and
All right.
get
So
drunk
I'll say that you
sometimes.
guys have all completed your scouting. Would that be fair?
Next time on The Outsiders.
What would happen if I switched with Dr.
I only know enough Ohio lore to listen to the National.
Well, actually,
Swagmobile deployed. All right.